Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. For today's video, I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys how I have managed to move across the country 2 times now. Moving is a daunting experience no matter how far you're going, but it can be especially stressful if you are doing a cross-country move. And as someone who has done this several times, I'm going to lay my process out for you. I am just going to be speaking from personal experience. There are a million different ways that you can execute a cross-country move. I'm simply going to be telling you guys how I have done it both times and what has worked best for me. So if you're planning on doing a cross-country move, or you're just interested and nosy in hearing how another person would do it, that is fine by me. Let's get into the video. All right, step number 1, tour some apartments. This is always what I start with. I think it's the most logical step to start with. You need to know where you are going to move to know that you are for sure moving. This is also a great starting point because in searching for apartments and researching prices and neighborhoods, you're gonna get a feel for whether or not you are serious about moving, which is very important. So I would definitely recommend starting here. I have tackled this step in 2 different ways. So when I moved to New York, I was searching for apartments virtually. I wasn't planning a separate trip to come visit New York to search for apartments. I just did everything sight unseen because I knew without a shadow of doubt that I wanted to move here. And it was just going to be more time efficient and less stressful for me to book it sight unseen, lease something sight unseen. So that's how I did it moving here. I would say if you are moving to a big metropolis, that is doable. However, if you are moving to a smaller city, I would recommend what I did with Denver, which is planning a special trip out there to go tour apartments in person. You guys know, if you've watched my Denver apartment tours, which if you haven't, they are linked right above for you, that I planned a special trip out to Denver recently to go tour several locations because I had a sense that I wanted to move to Denver. However, I was not entirely sure that I wanted to go there. So if you're on the fence about a new city, maybe you haven't been there before, I would strongly encourage you to book a separate trip instead of just trusting that it's going to work out. I also did this with Dallas, and this is a good example of why you should do this. When I visited Dallas, I could tell that there wasn't a connection. I had never been to Dallas before, and so had I not booked that trip and just leased an apartment sight unseen, I have a feeling I would have been very unhappy because I did not vibe with the city. It didn't click with me. So 2 different ways to execute this depending on where you are in your journey, or whatever's going to suit you best depending on whether or not you're familiar with the city you're moving to or not. Going along with finding an apartment, both times I've moved across the country, have leased my apartment before I had a stable job lined up. This is just something that works for me personally. Be very careful when considering this. So I have chosen to do this because I've found that when you're able to list a residential address in your resume in the city that you're applying for jobs, you are more likely to get interviews. Now that is just true for me and the field I work in. It's going to be very dependent on whatever career you have. It never hurts to apply to jobs before you have something lined up, but know yourself, know whether or not you're someone who's going to be able to manage this. I know for me personally, and just the field that I work in, I will be able to easily land a job within the first month of moving somewhere. So it's not as big of a deal to me. If you are moving without having a job lined up, I would definitely recommend having some amount of savings, just in case you have that buffer, you have that cushion to lean on. Hopefully you don't have to blow through it, but know yourself, know what you are capable of, and if you're capable of landing a job quickly, I'd say definitely go ahead and lease your apartment first. If you're in a more competitive field where you don't know what the job market is like in the city you're working in, or the city you're going to be moving to, maybe try and get that job lined up first. for me, it's worked out to sign my lease first. So that's what I did. And again, I truly feel like having that local residential address has proven to be effective with all of my resumes for the jobs I've applied for in that city. Step 2, one of the most important, if not the most important step in my book, is to get organized. So by this point, you already have an idea of what you're gonna do for an apartment. Maybe you have signed the lease, maybe you're in the negotiating stage of getting your lease signed. Regardless, it is a done deal. You know for sure that you are moving. So once that's out of the way, it's time to get your ducks in a row. I highly encourage you to keep either a Google Doc or a note in your notes app on your phone of all of the things you need to accomplish before you move. I have personally done both. I'll show you both my New York checklist for when I moved from Wisconsin to New York and my Denver checklist that I'm in the process of checking off right now for my upcoming move from New York to Denver. Both are efficient. It just comes down to personality and preferences, whichever you want to go with, but regardless, have some sort of filing system so that you don't forget anything. It's going to cut back on your stress tenfold. On my lists, I like to include literally everything that needs to get done before I go. So that includes furniture that I need to sell. It includes all the utilities that I need to cancel, booking my flights, booking a rental car when I get to my destination. Anything that you can do ahead of time, this is the place to put it. And on that note, I would encourage you to do as much as you can ahead of time. For example, I have Amazon Prime, as does most of the United States at this point. And so when I moved to New York, I strategically planned 2 days before my move to have things like bedding delivered to my new apartment, pots and pans and hangers and whatever I knew I was going to need so that it would be there for me upon my arrival. It worked out really nicely. I felt kind of silly walking into my new apartment for the first place and just having tons of boxes in the lobby waiting for me. But it was so great because then I didn't have to spend my first couple days at the new apartment ordering all this stuff, hoping it would get there and whatnot. It was just ready to go for me when I walked in. In my upcoming move to Denver, I plan on having a mattress ordered and delivered waiting for me at my new place so that I don't have to sleep on the ground the first night. Again, this is going to be tailored to you and what you need, but really guys, plan your shipping dates, plan out when you need to do X by X date. The more organized you are, the more seamless your move is going to be, and the less stressed out you are going to be come the day of moving. Hi, hello. Okay, really quickly, I just wanted to pop in here and give a huge thank you to all of the people who have been subscribing to my channel recently. Thank you so much. We are almost to 100 subscribers, you guys, and I am so excited that I am going to be doing a 100 subscriber giveaway. So anyone who is subscribed to my channel at that point in time will be eligible to be entered into the giveaway. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that now, because once we reach that milestone, I will be sharing all of the details with you, so you'll want to be in the loop on that. Thank you again to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's get back to the video. All right, step 3, finalize your details. So this is building off of step 2 where you were getting organized. Step 3 is essentially going through your list and just checking all the boxes. So make sure your flights are booked. Just a tip with flights, if you are like me and moving without any furniture and you're essentially just taking your clothes in your suitcases, I would recommend booking with Southwest because they, within your ticket, offer 2 free checked bags as well as a carry-on. And once you book your flight, if you're with any other airline, they're going to charge you for your bags. So the costs can add up pretty quickly. Most places it's like $30 to $40 per checked bag. And so consider that additional $70 or $80 on top of your ticket price. It's usually going to be cheaper to go with Southwest. So just a little packing and flight hack for you there. Make sure you've sold your furniture. I would recommend Facebook Marketplace. As much as I hate Facebook Marketplace, I cannot stand the people on there. It is about the only place other than Craigslist where you can efficiently sell things like furniture and whatnot that I know of. Yeah, there are places like OfferUp and, you know, whatever else. I think Facebook Marketplace has the most traffic, so I would recommend using that, although it is a f***ing pain in the ass to use. I can't stand it. So if you are selling furniture, do it through there, but be warned that it's probably going to be a pain. If you have to sell your car, go ahead and do that. I had to sell my car before I moved to New York, obviously, and so I lined that up where I had taken it to several dealerships like a week or two before I was planning on selling it, just to get all the different quotes and compare prices and whatnot. And then I lined it up so that I had like 1 or 2 days before my actual moving day where I had sold it. That way I could go cash the check and do all of that. It worked out very nicely. I just took Ubers in the meantime after I had sold it. Worked out great. Again, goes back to planning. Know your schedule, know the dates and times and locations you need to be to take care of all of these things. Make sure to book any last minute appointments. So if you're switching jobs and your healthcare is going to end, make sure you schedule any doctor's appointments you're going to need. Ladies, if you're coming up on your annual appointment, make sure to get that done with your local doctor before you move, because once you move, it can be kind of a pain to find a new doctor that you trust, especially if you aren't going to have a job immediately and you're going to potentially be without health insurance for a while. So be proactive, get those appointments in, get your eye appointments, your dental appointments, doctor's appointments, all of the above. Hair appointments. That's something I did too because I knew I was going to be leaving my stylist. So wanted to get some fresh locks for my move. All good things to think about and consider. Of course, put in your 2 weeks notice at work if you have not already done so at this point. Again, just going off of your to-do list, start executing all the things you need to do, and eventually you're not going to have anything left to do. And that brings us to step number 4. Finally, step 4, head to the airport. You have officially done everything that you needed to do. All of the organization has paid off and you are on your way to your new home. Congratulations, you did it. Those are all the tips and tricks and hacks that I have for you today. I would strongly encourage you all to think long and hard if you're planning on moving across the country. Don't make this decision overnight. Give yourself some leeway. Both times I've moved, I have known nearly a year in advance that I was going to move, and that has given me adequate time to get all of the details sorted out, sell all my stuff, figure out the plan that's going to work best for me. So give yourself time. Like I've said multiple times throughout this video, the more planned and organized you are, the less stressed out you're going to be and the more you can enjoy your move. Nothing sucks more than being stressed out over a brand new chapter starting in your life. This is a new chapter. You want to be excited and inspired by it. So do yourself a favor, listen to these tips, take what resonates with you. Like I said, this is just what has worked for me. This is the method to my madness, but find what works for you and go with that. I wish you the best of luck on your upcoming move if you are moving. And if your move is not until later in the year or several months down the line, I am proud of you for thinking ahead, researching your move, researching how you can best prepare yourself. You are on the right track and you're going to have an amazing new start. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Jenny. I make all sorts of content ranging from mindset and personal development to lifestyle to manifestation to style and fashion. So if you are interested in any of that, feel free to subscribe below. We are almost to 100 subscribers, like I mentioned. So please go ahead and subscribe to my channel for that giveaway that's coming up if you are not already subscribed. If this video was helpful, helpful for you, or you just enjoyed listening to me and watching me talk about moving, definitely go ahead and give it a like. That really helps support my channel. I post every Wednesday and Sunday, so you can find me here at the exact same place and time every week. With that, again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.